please be registered. We are here. If you can just, because of the condition of the ground.
Good morning, children. You know, they say once a teacher, you never get out of the profession, eh? So I'm used to hearing children saying, good morning, madam. You know, the tone you take. And that's the beauty part of being children. Okay? And let's begin. To all the parents present here, the organizing committee, the invited guests, officers, the whole community of Kinoya, once again a very good morning. And I'm delighted to be here with you this morning. And if I may say, yes, come rain or shine, we should all be appreciative of whatever weather God brings to us. And I totally agree, there are some parts of the country that are looking for rain. So let us not get frustrated with the rain that we receive in this part of Fiji. If you travel down to west, you will see that the people in the west are longing for the dry spell of weather to break so that they can have rain. Nonetheless, I'm sure we are all gathered here this morning for a fun-filled morning. Not only to have fun, but also to impart some very important messages that are related to our communities and especially to the well-being and welfare of our children. I did visit Kinoya last week on a very tragic note, and I think this program that the Crime Prevention Committee has organized is a very, very timely one. And of course, I'm very impressed with the vision that the committee has, creating opportunities to combat crime. So whether it be crime against women, whether it be crime against children, or whether it be a crime against humanity, I think we all are equal partnerships. We are in partnership to create awareness amongst the community, whether it's Kinoya, whether it's Ba, whether it's Nendi, all across the country. And at this point, if I may say, for the first time, the Fijian government has renamed the ministry and given my ministry the portfolio of women and children as well. So that shows that children are at the forefront of things in our country. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the core functions and primary role of my ministry is to ensure that children in Fiji are protected, women in Fiji are protected, the elderly are protected, the disabled are protected. And so this gathering here this morning reinforces our government's commitment and of course the community commitment that all avenues must be sought to ensure that our children, our vulnerable, our elderly, and our women are protected from acts of crime and of inhumanity. Child abuse, yes, and crime against children are very controversial issues and something that has been coming to light not only recently but over the years. But unfortunately, we see that the numbers and statistics continue to show that despite the awareness, despite the laws that have been enacted, this continues to prevail in our communities. And I think we need to intensify our efforts to ensure that no child falls victim to domestic violence, to child abuse, to sexual harassment, rape, and such. And for those of you present here, I'm sure it means that we are fully aware of the situation that exists within our communities. And again, awareness programs such as this, the efforts put in awareness programs such as this, the contribution of parents and the relevant stakeholders, especially the community, the parents, the police, is very important. And I must applaud the Crime Prevention Committee of Kinoya for taking such an initiative, and I'm sure we have various other prevention communities across Fiji that will follow your suit to organize such functions to create awareness. And if I may add that my ministry under the Department of Social Welfare has the mandate or the legal responsibility to take care of children below the ages of 18 years old. And what we have done, we have removed children from communities, we have removed children from parents who were found to be having an environment which was not conducive for children to grow up. And we have 9 residential homes, and currently we have close to 175 children who are living in these residential homes because their parents were not in a position to give them the care and protection that is mandated by the law. And if you look around, you see there's a child helpline booth here. And this year we launched and established the National Child Helpline with medical services specific. And this is for children who want to seek assistance from the ministry and the counsellors. All you need to do is to pick up your phone, call 1325, because the logo says you're never alone when you're near a phone. And we believe every child has access to phone, whether it's a telecom service provider, whether it's Vodafone, whether it's Digicel. All you've got to remember is 1325 and report a crime that is committed against you or within your family or your friend or in the neighborhood. Gone are those days when we say, somebody's business is not my business. When it comes to domestic violence, when it comes to children's issues, it becomes everybody's business. So if you're aware that a child is being abused within his home, in school, or in the community, even adults can pick up the phone and call 1325. And we have counselors at the end of the line who are fluent in Hindi, Fijian, and Rotuman. Please register your complaint and help will be on the way. To date, we have received a lot of calls, genuine calls from the public, from the children, and they have been addressed by the Department of Social Welfare and the Medical Pacific Services staff. I'd just like to leave you with a very simple message. Many a times we think that it's the sole responsibility of the government or the police officers to take into consideration the well-being of the community. No. Equally important is the role of parents. And that's what I'd like to remind the parents and guardians, that it is your responsibility to ensure that your children are protected and cared for all throughout the 24 hours that we have in a day. It is very important that you know the whereabouts of your children. It's very important that you know who the friends are, because we found out that the impact of peer pressure is very, very, sometimes can be very destructive on your children as well. Something else that we need to be aware as parents and elders is the influence that social media has on our families and social media has on the young people. So we need to monitor the movement of our children. We need to know where they are. We need to strictly monitor their timings, the time they leave home, the time they spend in school, and of course the time they are supposed to reach home. If your child doesn't reach home on time, that should set some alarm bells ringing. And maybe we need to move out of our comfort zones to see where they actually are. And this is where we need the support of the community. It may not be my child, but as a member of the community, I am equally responsible for someone else's child who's walking on the road, who's getting off the bus, and children who have to walk long distances, especially in the rural areas where children have to walk through isolated valleys and roads where not many houses would be present. So as a community, what we can do is to make sure that the movements of our children are monitored. Strangers that you see moving around in your community need to be reported. That's equally important, because many a times we find out that crimes are committed by people who are not familiar to you. So if you see unfamiliar faces frequenting your streets, lurking around, it becomes your responsibility to report those matters to the authorities concerned. And of course, research has revealed that if a child is abused and sees abuse within the home or the society, it is most likely that these children will grow up becoming abusers themselves. On the other hand, it has also been proven that if our children grow up in a loving, caring, and a very affectionate environment, this has a very positive impact on their upbringing as well. So again, responsibility lies on the parents and guardians to safeguard your homes as fortress of love and acceptance, because this will have a great influence on the future of our children. Ladies and gentlemen, figures have shown that there is an increasing trend on the number of reported child abuse cases under the Child Welfare Decree. To date, there were 443 January to July cases reported, ranging from sexual abuse, teenage pregnancy, physical abuse, neglect, and rape. My ministry, of course, as the government, is committed and will do our utmost best to ensure that our children are protected from violence, exploitation, and abuse. However, if I may say, this is a task that we cannot tackle alone. Therefore, I call upon everyone here this morning to come together in solidarity, to show our support and work together for the protection and care of our children, because as mentioned, they are the future of our nations. And on this note, if I may applaud the organizing committee for this wonderful and enriching event this morning, and we hope that this will be a continued program in future as well. And I wish to close with a special emphasis on the statement that child protection is everyone's responsibility. We are their champions, their heroes, and the time spent with them to guide and love them will have lasting impacts on their lives. Thank you for being here, and thank you for inviting me. To the stakeholders, thank you for supporting this initiative, and thank you for listening to my message. And of course, much pleasure in declaring the Kinoya Children's Awareness Day officially open. And we look forward to continuing working with your committee for the protection and well-being of the children of our nation. Thank you very much. Vinakavakilevu and Dhanyawad. I want to see your bunny. Come. What's in it? Really? Okay, Lily. And this one? Timothy. And this one? Oh, really? Oh, okay. Look. What's in it? Hi, Papa? Chetan. Okay. Got my lipstick there. Come. Oh, no. Good job. How are you? Lulu. Acha, Lulu. Dekna. Watch it, Baba. Watch it. Raining and flashing. Rain. Let's have a rain bath, eh? Nice. We can leave this at the station for the distribution. This is a good book. Girl Empowered. This is for you, Girl Empowered. Right. This is a Girl Empowered. There.
My health education officer and some of our staff.
Nick, it's the education people. Do people actually take serious note of this?
Yes.
We really have to make it go down to them, eh?
Yeah.
You know, I was at a shop one day, and this guy comes and says, he was trying to buy cigarettes. He said, "Can I have cancer?" What?
Yeah.
Cancer, because it says, eh?
Yes.
So they choose cancer, unborn, and all that.
Right.
Rather than not smoking, they say, "Can I have the one that says cancer?"
This is Tunisia.
Morning.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
We are from the National Disaster Management Office, promoting preparedness in times of disaster.
Nice meeting you. Good day. How are you approaching the cyclone season?
November is the next cyclone
Coming
season.
in, eh? Coming in.
But we are dealing with another type of disaster, and that is the drought in the
Drought,
western.
yeah. It's too dry, eh?
Here, if you can just, because of the condition of the ground,